Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Ikanu Jana from Mechanical Engineering Department of State University of Surabaya. Today, I want to talk about our journal, his title, Development of OBE Based Learning Evaluation Model in Mechanical Engineering Education Program. The existence of competition in the era of globalization to get a decent job results in the need for qualified and competent human research in their fields. We know that result-based methods OBE have been adopted in education systems around the world. At first level, Australia and South Africa adopt OBE policies from the 1990 to the mid-2000. And then the United States has had an OBE program since 1994, which has been adopted over the years. Malaysia implements OBE in all their public school system in 2008. So that activities are needs as early as possible, starting from the lecture bands by applying the outcome-based learning education. So for this introduction, in our team, we know that based on the research data above, to improve the quality of graduates, the Mechanical Engineering Education Department or S1 PTM in Unesa, this HAVE program periodically conducts evaluation related to curriculum improvement. Currently, the curriculum applied by the PTM Unesa undergraduate study program is an OBE based independent learning curriculum. The expected output of OBE is in the form of knowledge and skill that must be measured. To be able to measure learning outcome based on OBE, it is necessary to have an assessment criteria for learning achievement. Therefore, there is a need for a study in order to obtain good measurement result in determining the appropriate OBE-based learning evaluation model in the PTM S1 study program. From our journal, this is study literature from Hijazi, Pepen Arifin, Samsul M, and the Francis or and then the last is Highway. This is say that OBE an education system that focus on what student can do success at the end of the learning experience. And then Mr. Pepen Arifin will say that OBE involves restructuring of curriculum teaching. OBE involves restructuring of curriculum and then teaching, learning, and assessment. And then both the structure and the curriculum are designed to achieve this ability or qualities. And then Samsul, this have research related to the evaluation, the assessment of OBE at the Faculty of Electrical and Electronic Engineering or FKIE UTHM Malaysia. The result obtained indicates that the evaluation process requires a better system and is expected to be carried out online. And the phases for this research related to be effective of OBE on student performance in engineering course. In the analysis, direct and indirect assessment relates to student performance are carried out. And the last, Harris way, he say innovation and implementation of OBE and Washington Accord at the Mechanical Engineering Student Program, Masubuana University by using CKI approach evaluation methods. Good results were obtained where graduation in the product design course sought a score above 80%. So these methods for this research was carried out in the Mechanical Engineering Education program at Surabaya State University. The research used a qualitative approach that is based on effort to obtain a more in-depth description and information on the data with a thematic approach. Qualitative data were obtained focus group discussion by policymakers in the mechanical engineering department and evaluation expert. This is for research achievement, and then we make a 4D for theocracia. It is define, design, development, and dissemination. But in this our journal, we just make a 3D or define, design, development, and we not choose for dissemination. From this research, start for define. This is determine of PAL, PLO, and make GO or mata kuliah. And then we make a metric PO versus PLO. And then we make metric PLO versus GO. And we make a route map PLO versus GO. And then in the science step, we make assessment for the classification assessment where the research team include knowledge and skills. And then we determination of the evaluation methods planned by the research team. And then in the part development step, we conduction FGD with official is of PTM program, UPM GDL, and then evaluation expert team and research. And then the result of the evaluation methods were obtained and data analyzed with carried out by the research. This is a result and discussion. We know in mechanical engineering department, yeah, we have a PEO. This is the number one. Have pedagogic competence, personality competence, social competence, and then professional competence in mechanical engineering education. And number two, we have competence in maintenance, repair, and technopreneurship in automobile engineering. Or this is automobile concentration. And our competence in operation various production equipment and machine in manufacturing. This is for production content concentration. This is for table for interpretation of the score validation. For weighting value 4 is very valid, 3 is valid, 2 is valid enough, and 1 is invalid. For this validation, we know this for PEO point versus accepted graduation in the world of work, we know that it's valid and very valid. And then PEO point versus on the suitability of the study program with the work, we know that 66.7% is very valid. It's okay. And then profession graduates S1 mechanical engineering education. We know that for this 102 respondents in thesis study, we know that the teacher profession is 44. This is most the profession in our graduates. So for this profession graduate for thesis study, we know that PL point versus profession graduate in S1 PTM is very valid in this point to PEO. And then we make my PLO and course that in PLO we have a 6 point. This is PLO 1 until PLO 6, and then this course learning outcome or GLO is structured based on PLO and is more specific for each course. The measure of PLO achievement is determined from the student graduation in the course. We know for this roadmap PLO and course, in PLO 1 we have 11 GO or course, and then PLO 2 in social personnel, we have we have 9 course, and then in PLO3 is basic of mechanical engineering, like this. In basic is physical technique, and then mathematics, and then physics. This is in basic we have 16 course, and then in skill for mechanical engineering education we have 17 course. And we have in PLO5 in education for research, we have 6 course, and the last in entrepreneurship in our program we have 2 course. And then this is a template of the semester lesson plan, or we know this is LPS. This in template I make my course is thermodynamic. Then we make a template correlation PLO first GO. That's because thermodynamic have PLO3, so we put it in PLO3 for thermodynamic. The selection of the type assessment or assessment, presentation, and exam, and then quizzes and learning methods, online lecture, about discussion, practicum, case studies, or research is adjusted to the course, and is the responsibility of the sporting lecture as long as our course outcome are met. So we have a template for PLO and versus course value, and then this is description of value. So this is we know relationship PLO and value of thermodynamic because we in thermodynamic have just PLO3, so this is a point for PLO3, and then this PLO3 we have 100% for this is a value. So the implementation of the OBE-based learning methods has been implemented in the mechanical engineering department. The OBE-based learning system is focused on course outcome, or CO, for each subject. The positive result of the OBE-based learning approach are indicated by the fulfillment of the learning outcome specified in the course. And OBE-based learning evaluation research is known to be able to improve the quality of learning, improve the curriculum, and then which led to improving the quality of graduates who are qualified and competent in the field of mechanical engineering. That's, I think, enough for our presentation. Thank you, and back to you. Assalamualaikum.